Alarms begin screaming as plasma fire cuts the marble bridge in half. A human soldier stands alone at the edge, smoke curling, boots locked, visor cracked. Behind him the Citadel burns. Ahead waits the alien court. Next comes laughter. Princess Kalith steps forward, 19 cycles old, silver crest blazing. She claps once. The sound echoes like a verdict. She mocks the human for surviving where thousands fell. Her words slice sharper than plasma. The crowd leans in. Something ugly begins. The human does not answer. He lowers his rifle. That movement alone freezes the guards. Next, he unseals his helmet. Scarred face, calm eyes, no fear. The princess smiles wider, certain of victory. The moment stretches, reveals silence. She circles him like a predator raised on ceremony. She calls him primitive. She calls him expendable. She promises chains, study, a short life. Each word lands. The court roars approval. Begins humiliation. The human reaches for his chest plate. Metal releases with a hiss. He removes it slowly. The guards tense. Targeting beams flicker. Next comes the gauntlets. Then the power pack. Armor falls piece by piece onto burning marble. Reveals a man, not a weapon. The princess laughs again. She thinks surrender. She thinks obedience. She steps closer, chin high. She orders him to kneel. The command rings. The moment tightens. Continues. The human looks past her. Past the court. Past the flames. He studies the stars breaking through the shattered dome. His expression shifts. Resolve hardens. He turns away from the throne. That act alone detonates outrage. Guards rush forward. The human raises one hand. Not to strike. To signal pause. The room hesitates. Training overrides rage. Next comes the impossible. He removes the final layer. A simple undershirt. No weapons remain. No armor. No threat by their metrics. He steps toward the broken bridge. The drop yawns into fire and void. The princess shouts for restraint. Her voice cracks. The human stops at the edge. He speaks once. Quiet, clear. He says humans do not kneel to children who rule by mockery. Reveals contempt sharper than any blade. He leaves the armor behind. He departs without fear. As he steps into the smoke, sensors spike across the Citadel. Unknown signatures ignite. Human fleets begin to burn through hyperspace. The princess realizes too late. This was not surrender. This was a message. Next, the war begins. Shockwaves begin ripping through the upper atmosphere. The Citadel trembles. Chandeliers shatter. Guards stumble as gravity stutters. Outside, space itself starts to glow. The message continues. Princess Kalith rushes to the shattered dome. Her confidence fractures. What she sees freezes her breath. Human warships tear into reality, not in formation, but in intent. Raw, direct. No banners. No warnings. Next comes fear. Sensors scream unfamiliar readings. Human vessels ignore standard lanes. They burn straight through interdiction fields. Reveals technology born in desperation, not comfort. Admirals shout orders that collide with panic. Defense grids begin charging. Too slow. The first human ship fires. No flourish, no demand. A single focused strike slices a moonlit defense array in half. Debris rains like judgment. The court falls silent, continues unraveling. Kalith slams a clawed hand against the console. She demands the human be retrieved. Alive. Broken. Her words shake. Guards transmit frantic orders into smoke-filled corridors. Tracking systems lock onto nothing. The human has vanished. Below the bridge, emergency doors rupture outward. Human pods breach the lower city. They land hard. They rise fast. Armor heavy, movements precise. Each squad advances with terrifying restraint. No screams yet. Next comes control. Alien soldiers engage. Plasma fills the streets. Humans push through fire. They adapt mid-charge. They change angles. They shield civilians without slowing. Reveals doctrine built on loss. Kalith watches feeds flicker and die. Each screen ends with the same image. A human removing helmet, locking eyes with the camera. Then blackout. Her mocking words echo back at her. Begins regret. Deep within the Citadel, a door slides open. The unarmored human steps through smoke. He walks calmly. Bare hands, bare chest, eyes fixed forward. Security turrets hesitate. Failsafes refuse to fire. As if the system itself pauses, he reaches the throne chamber entrance. Blood drips from his knuckles. Not his own. The guards freeze. They remember the armor left behind. They remember the silence. Next comes choice. The human looks at them. He says nothing. That is enough. They step aside. Kalith backs toward the throne. Her youth suddenly visible. 19 cycles and raised to rule through ridicule. The human stops 10 steps away. Close enough for truth. He speaks again. He says humans remove armor when the fight becomes personal. Reveals the meaning she missed. This was never about conquest. This was about respect. Outside, another human ship fires. The palace shields begin to fail. Cracks race across the sky. Kalith realizes the next phase is beginning. And this time humans are not leaving. The throne room begins to shake as shields fail layer by layer. Light fractures across the ceiling. Power conduits burst. The Empire feels small for the first time. Next comes truth. Princess Calith steadies herself. Pride fights fear inside her chest. She straightens her crest. She lifts her chin. She demands the human kneel. The words sound hollow even to her. Reveals weakness. The human does not move. He steps closer instead. One step, then another. Each footfall echoes like a countdown. Guards raise weapons. Their hands tremble. No one fires. Outside, human forces secure the inner districts. Not with massacre, with precision. Supply lines cut. Command nodes disabled. Hospitals guarded. Reveals a war designed to end fast. Calith watches feeds return. Human soldiers carry alien children from collapsed towers. They shield elders with their own bodies. They speak softly while plasma burns nearby. Her mocking laughter returns in her memory. It tastes like poison. Begins shame. The human stops before the throne. Close enough to touch. Close enough to see the youth in her eyes. He asks a question. Simple. He asks if she understands why he left his armor behind. Silence answers first. She responds with anger. She calls him reckless. She calls humans beasts hiding behind stories. Her voice cracks again. The words lack conviction. The room knows. The human nods. He says armor protects the body. He says dignity protects a species. He says humans learned that lesson when the galaxy laughed as they burned. Reveals history written in ash. A distant explosion rolls through the palace. One of the outer spires collapses. Dust rains down like snow. The princess flinches. Her control slips. She whispers for mercy. The human turns his head slightly. He listens to incoming signals only he seems to hear. Human commanders await his decision. That fact alone terrifies the court. Power has shifted. Continues. He looks back at Calith. He tells her mercy was offered when she mocked a soldier who stood alone. He tells her departure was restraint. This return is consequence. Each word lands heavier than plasma. Calith falls to one knee. Not commanded, not forced. She bows because she finally sees. 19 cycles of arrogance collapse in a breath. She begs him to stop the fleet. The human considers. His face reveals nothing. Outside, weapons charge for the final strike. Inside, a young ruler waits for judgment. The moment stretches thin. Next comes the decision. He reaches down. He lifts her to her feet. He says humans do not destroy those who learn. He turns toward the shattered dome. The war pauses, but it is not over yet. Silence begins spreading faster than fire. Human fleets halt mid-advance. Weapons cool. Targeting lights fade across the Citadel sky. The pause itself feels heavier than impact. Next comes aftermath. Princess Calith stands where the throne once defined power. Now rubble surrounds her. Her hands shake. Not from fear of death, from the weight of survival. She realizes the Empire still breathes because one human chose restraint. That truth burns. The human steps away from her. He walks toward the fallen armor lying in the chamber hall. Scorched, dented, silent. He does not put it back on. That choice reveals everything. This was never about domination. Alien officials rush in. Some kneel, some stare in disbelief. They look at the unarmored human who stopped an armada with words. Their doctrine fractures. Centuries of superiority crumble. Begins change. Calith finds her voice again. Softer. Stripped of mockery, she asks what humans want. The question echoes through the broken palace. Entire worlds wait for the answer. The human turns. He says humans want what was denied to them. Respect, boundary, a place at the table without laughter. He says the war fleets are teachers, not executioners. Reveals HFY truth. He gestures toward the stars. Human ships begin withdrawing in perfect order. No victory parade. No conquest markers. Just disciplined retreat. The message completes itself. Calith steps forward. She removes her royal crest. The symbol clatters onto marble. She lowers her head. Not in fear, in acknowledgement. 19 cycles end in one decision. She announces a ceasefire, an alliance review, a public apology broadcast across the Empire. Her voice trembles but does not break. The court listens. History pivots. The human nods once. Satisfied, he retrieves his helmet only, not the armor. He says humans wear armor when needed. They remove it when understood. The words seal the lesson. As he walks toward extraction, Calith calls out. She asks his name. He stops. He looks back. He gives it freely. Not as a threat, as an introduction. The shuttle doors close. Human ships vanish into hyperspace. The Citadel still smokes, but it stands. Calith watches the stars long after they fade. She understands now. The human did not leave armor behind because he was weak. He left it behind because humanity had nothing left to prove.